I remember the clouds and the blue sky coming into focus and thinking, I can't feel anything, I must be in the air. But then I looked to the side and saw the grass beside me. It was the first time in your whole life, including your conception, that you can't feel your body. And the ambulance turned up and the paramedics were kneeling beside me and they were asking me questions. And I said to the paramedic, oh look, can you get the rock? I've got a rock under my neck. And he very carefully, I remember him dragging mud away from next to my ear and trying to make a tunnel under my head, under my neck, so that he could feel and get the rock out. And he sort of pulled the mud away and scratched at the grass and tried to make room for his hand. And when he felt under there and he felt the skin and the protrusion, my fourth vertebrae was completely dislocated. And that's what gives you instant paralysis. And after that, whenever I closed my eyes, the feeling of my psyche always had my body sort of partially on its side with my knees facing in the half fetal position, which was what I was in when the instant paralysis happened. Life in general brings about these type of injuries, and rugby is just one of those things. When my wife and I first talked about having children, and we thought in the event that if we have boys, would we let them play rugby? And I was always nonchalant about it. I don't think that you can tell somebody else what they can and can't do with their life. You can gesture them in a certain direction. For their birthdays, for example, you can give them tennis rackets and golf sets and hope for the best. We know already from my interest and my job with rugby, they simply love it. They love watching it on telly. They love going to ANZ Stadium to watch the Wallabies play. Suck eggs, mum and dad, we're going to play rugby. When I had my accident, I thought that the only independent travel I'd be doing would be in my wheelchair from home down to the centre of town, or visiting my mates or family, rolling along the road in my wheelchair. And I did that for years. I did that for 15 years. The thought of being able to independently drive a vehicle was so remote.
It's really incredible. It's been a massive difference to our lives, and one that we didn't think would ever happen. If you'd have asked Rocky when he first had his accident, would he ever drive again, we'd have said no way, but the technology is so amazing that it's meant that it can happen. He can't do a lot of things himself. He can't prepare a meal for himself or get ready for the day himself, but he can drive a car, which is pretty incredible. So many places we can hide. He's a better parker than me, that's for sure. He can parallel park like no one else.
Being able to do that now, and my wife being the passenger seat and me being the driver, the husband driving, is adding another element of normality to our marriage. Job expectation, all the fears I find in there.
This car has been amazing, not just for Rocky, but it just gives me so much more flexibility. I can work different hours now because Rocky can help with the school run. I can sit back and relax on a long trip. I can read a book or snooze if we're going on holidays or to Canberra to the airport for Rock's work, and it's been incredible really. But the biggest thing's been for Rocky's independence, and that's been amazing. He can go off and do his own thing, take himself to work, go and do his own errands instead of me begrudgingly doing them for him. But it's been awesome for him as a dad, so that he can go and do things with the boys without me having to chauffeur and maybe interfere with their outings. So they love it.
I've only recently said to Durrani that if for some reason if this vehicle wore out, I would move heaven and earth to get another one. I've normally got a good sense of humour, but I would lose that sense of humour if I was not able to have the vehicle and the independence from it.